What's up, guys? This is your girl Ashley Wells, and I'm not even gonna lie. I did not want to cover this particular story, but this is my neighbor's baby. She was the one who dug up all the information and all this other stuff. So I promised her, and me being the woman in my word, I was like, I'll cover it. Okay, this is the thing. Like, out of all of the crazy things I've experienced and seen over the years, the whole skinwalker, werewolf folklore thing, that doesn't do it for me. Now, however, I've seen some crazy things when it comes to relatively this interesting topic. So my neighbor, she's a Wiccan. She's into witchcraft and things like that. And just so happens she ordered just about the exact same bike that I have, workout bike. So it's this one. And so she, good old Amazon, unfortunately, they did not send all the tools and things like that she needed. Now, luckily, I had some some spare tools that she can use to get her bike fixed, up and running at least. So while she's doing that, she ends up capturing this picture of me. Now, it's a regular day, and I actually was going out to dinner that day, so that's why I was a little bit dressed up. And I only had like barely a half an hour left on my shift. So she's down here on the ground, and she said, hey, I need your help with something. So I'm literally like kneeling down towards her to see what she needed help with. And she's like, oh my God, your eyes. I'm like, oh yeah, what's wrong? I'm thinking I got crud or something in my eyes. She's like, no, your eyes are glowing and they're extra glossy. And she was like, did you take an edible? And I'm like, no, that's only on the weekends, baby. This was during the week, so no, I didn't have an edible in my system, didn't smoke, I don't smoke. I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, your eyes are just extra glossy, and he didn't look like this when I first came in. So she snaps this picture, guys. Now, I've even tried to debunk this photo. I tried to debunk myself, and I couldn't do it. I took numerous photos. I even screenshotted a lot of the other coverage that you guys seen on my channel of me, doing it, different parts of my place, different times of the day. Even listen, and this has happened to me once before, and actually a couple times when I was a kid, where my friends, we was outside in the woods playing, and my friend said my eyes was very glossy and shiny looking. And I'm like, I didn't have a mirror. Nobody had a mirror, so I couldn't see it. So I just passed it off like it's probably allergies or something. And then my grandmother once saw my eyes doing this too. And we were in the kitchen. But the one thing, though, we were literally right under her window. She had a big, massive kitchen window. And I figured the sun was just, hitting my eyes. But whatever happened, it freaked her the hell out. Yeah. So whatever my eyes was doing, it made her very nervous. So needless to say, I just took it off like coincidences. But the thing is, I cannot even debunk this myself, guys. And my neighbor saw that there was a full moon that was taking place that actual night the night she took that photo. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the whole folklore that people tend to change and act differently or be a little weirder during full moon nights or days or whatever, but apparently I'm living proof that's apparently it is for real legit. I remember watching Cops back in the day, and they always used to say that most crime-ridden days that they will have was on nights of a full moon. And I guess I'm living proof that the full moon does do something to us, apparently. I don't know. Now, the thing is, I do have Native American on both sides of my family, my mom and my dad's side. So she's putting all this together like I'm some kind of, descendant of a skinwalker or something. Hey, to each his own. But with these photos, guys, I literally try to, accumulate different photos of me at different angles, outside, inside, right here, over there. I couldn't get I didn't see nothing to show my eyes like that. I've even also, noticed, and she picked this up too, is if you looked at a lot of my earlier footage, which unfortunately I did delete a lot of it, but there's still a couple of vlogs that I have up that originally, took place when I first got my channel going, and I was wearing gold, and you distinctly do see me wearing gold. And she pointed out, like, hey, I noticed now you're not even wearing gold, you're wearing silver a lot. And actually I'm wearing silver right now. And I told her, well, I went to silver because one, it just, to me, silver looked a little bit better with my skin tone. And then two, I noticed I was feeling weird when I wear gold. I actually feel better when I wear silver. That did not help plead my case any better. They just sent her in a whole whirlwind of, ooh. Now, one thing, guys, now this is really, really trippy, was I pinned that I don't know how to say this. This is about to get so deep. But look, I got to put in a request for me to go ahead and take my lunch break, because it's going to take me some time to get into this one. So, guys, on September 7th of this year, yes, that's September 7th, where if you looked at my other vlog, I was talking about getting this tattoo. And, you know, it was the whole 777 thing. But the one thing about it is, guys, that particular night, I got woken up to an strange note. Yeah, this video vlog was going to skip because I was experiencing clock out issues. So, yeah. But, all right, guys. So, on this particular night, okay. So, this was a regular, I believe it was Saturday. I don't know. You guys, you will see it in the information here. But, I literally got woken up by the moon. Okay. What happened was, I was sleeping on my couch. Long night. You know, I was up till probably about 11, which is late for me. And I just remember feeling in my sleep just very hot. I was so just itchy and hot and weird. And I woke up to this. Yeah. It freaked me to hell. First of all, I've been here for almost 3 years now. I ain't never had the moon that close to my freaking balcony before. And I know it's all different seasonal stuff. And 3 years, y'all, haven't seen that before, ever. Don't do me. Look. I'm one of them type where I would get the benefit of the doubt, but I've never seen that since then. And we're coming up to, like, damn near the year anniversary of when that took place. So, but yeah, so anyways, guys, and that happened this year. Year before, that didn't happen. Year before that didn't happen. So I'm just like, okay, we're gonna see what happens next year. So, guys, I wake up and the blur photo is the very first one I took, because I was like, oh my god, I gotta get a shot at this. And it just so happens I was laying like that with my arm reaching out to the freaking moon. That's how I woke up, literally with my arm like that. I immediately grabbed, my cell phone was right behind me. I immediately grabbed my phone, took that shot. It was blurred. I was like, okay, no, let me do this again. Holding this position. Click, click, click. Took 2 other shots. Bam. And that was a full moon night. Again, guys, for those folklore things where they say the full moons have an effect on people, I'm still pleading the fifth on that. But after that experience, I don't know. I was super clammy and soaked in wet and sweat. Now, it wasn't even hot. It was like a mild day. I think it was maybe about 80 degrees or something like that. This was just a month ago. And, my house was perfectly temperate. As a matter of fact, I had a sheet on me. No blankets, no thick blankets, comforts, a regular sheet. I don't know, guys. It's one of those type of things where I don't want to believe it, because it's very weird. But I do recall there was one time, me and my girlfriend, my brothers, my girlfriend spent the night at my mom's house. It was like bad weather, and we didn't want her to drive home, so she spent the night at my mom's house with my family. We were watching this supernatural show, and the episode was werewolves. I don't know how this happened, but we all was sitting there watching. And they were in this cave, and the camera guy was shooting footage, but there was another camera guy that was shooting footage at a different angle. You clearly see in the shadows there was some big beast creeping, and the body and mass of that thing, it looked like Yeti with a snout. I don't know I'm not saying it was a damn werewolf, but it was a little ironic for that to be a werewolf episode, and there was a werewolf. I don't know, it could have been staged, but from how these guys was just shooting, it looked like they didn't even notice that thing was right there. My mom saw it. My girlfriend at the time saw it. My 2 little brothers saw it. We literally tried to contact that TV show to say, hey, you guys caught something in the background and you guys didn't even notice it. that TV show was discontinued. About, I won't say a month later, but when I looked it up, you know, a lot of the stuff on that show discontinued like 2 weeks after we had saw that episode. We tried like hell to contact them and say, hey, you guys did catch something. Nothing, sadly. And I do not, I think it was like Monster Busters or something. I don't remember. This was back in 2008 or so. You know, a lot of those shows were really, you know, making headway back then. Again, I don't know, guys. It's one of those things. Now, I do know with me, there's been some weird stuff that's happened to me over years with agility stuff, with my natural physique. I do not come from great genetics whatsoever. I'm very sickly, so I got asthma, allergies. I was telling her, girl, if I was one, something ain't right because I got all these issues. But for some reason, I've always been able to keep a decent tone. And I didn't have to necessarily work out so much because I've always had a good tone for some reason. And that's back from when I was a kid. Never worked out. Didn't do, you know, I got into sports late because I saw the potential in my physique, you know. But very young in grade school, I had an outstanding physique. And I was like, I don't even work out, don't do track, don't do nothing. I got into basketball and volleyball way later. But then too, I was able to do certain stuff that my classmates did see me do a couple times, and it freaked them out, and I couldn't even explain it. Real quick, there was a time we was playing in the gymnasium. The ball bounced onto the stage area, and I just jumped. Like, no, and you see people doing this now with calisthenics, so I didn't think it was a big deal, but for some reason, all my classmates thought it was very interesting that I was able to do that. And again, I'm not in tumbling at all. Other issue is I was able to do some kind of weird somersault move, but I didn't do it very well because I landed on this shoulder real bad. My whole classmates saw this was in the middle of gym, and I remember going to lunch, and they was pointing at me and saying, she did that, how'd she do that? She did a Matrix move. And this is when Matrix was really popping. Again, I couldn't explain it. I just thought it was just a luck of a draw for me to do some kind of twirl type thing in midair. You know, I didn't even land on my feet. You know, landed on my freaking shoulder, but it kind of creeped the student body out a little bit. So I don't know. I want to say it was just luck of the draw, coincidences, but I'll let you guys decide on this one.